So I'm curious, what's your relationship with the words confidence and trust? And what about the word coherence? How do they feel viscerally when you run them through your body, you know? Confidence, trust, coherence. The definition of confidence is the feeling or the belief that one can have faith in or rely on someone or something. And trust is defined as a firm belief in the reliability or the truth or the ability of something or someone. So confidence and trust are pretty synonymous, you know, both share conditions of reliability and faith and belief. And we all know intrinsically what builds confidence and what builds trust. And we also know what breaks it. Coherence is the quality of forming a unified whole and a state of cooperative alignment, of being in relationship with, and also the integration of diverse elements. This Soul Gym session is all about finding ways to settle and relax into your power. You know, slotting into self-worth and trusting your connection with your divinity and your inner guidance. And discovering ways that you can receive and direct this energy wisely whilst making space for grace. In the myth of the evening star's ascent, the third gate that Venus-Inanna passes through is the gate of power. And this is associated with the Manipura chakra. And both physically and energetically, this chakra is related to our personal will, our confidence, our sense of and our relationship to self. And when I say self, I'm referring to both self with a big S and self with a small s. You know, who you are at your core. It's where Venus-Inanna reclaims the gifts of the solar plexus, which are divine confidence and physical abilities, power, intuitive knowledge, empathic connection, and sovereignty. The initiation at this gate brings stability and balance and strength and activity. There's a lot going on in terms of the collective energies right now and the cosmic tides that we're all being impacted by and feeling. I personally am in the process of integrating and living through some figurative and literal deaths and uncertainty, which has brought up a lot in terms of my relationship with my personal power and my fears, as well as my own dreams and my own desires, and also the plan that life has for me. And I know I'm not alone in this, guys. You know, wondering where to pack it in, where to focus, where to be bold, where to surrender, where to course correct, and where to try again. Sometimes feeling so stuck in the seemingly endless loops and genuinely feeling like I have zero capacity for growth, and so being resilient. And parts of me fear, you know, and resent the unknown and the new. But other parts of me crave it because I, like you, we know the vulnerability and the challenges and the responsibility and the discomfort that this courageous living entails. And that it requires discernment and focus and active receptivity. But I also know that this act of self-exposure is a portal to the adjacent possible, the horizon. And that I can trust this opening and that it is at one with my life's desires. Colin Bedell from Queer Cosmos shared in a recent post, "Doubt is divine." And I love that. He said something like, when we are initiated into trust, we will often always experience doubt. Because in the absence of doubt, there would be no need to trust. And also, whenever we're chasing certainty, it's just another form of control. And that doubt is attempting to enhance our tolerance level with uncertainty and with ambiguity. But despite his defense of doubt, it's still not always easy to return to my center, or to view these challenges and epic lows as kisses from life, as being anointed with possibilities for transformation and deeper connection and authenticity. At this gate, there are opportunities for novel choices and retelling old stories as part of this renewal and discovery. Invitations to drop the need for recognition and the belief of having to be deserving of freedom. Potentials to transmute old patterns and ways of asserting ourselves that no longer serve us or our dharma. Like updated ways of being in a relationship with, everything really, so that you can meet and co-create the unknown. To take risks and to cultivate confidence by backing yourself, honoring your gut, your intuition, and relying on your ability to respond to those curveballs as you anchor your dreams here on Earth, whilst also making space for and acknowledging your exhaustion, your overwhelm, and your desires for certainty and control, unshaming and protecting the I, the self, whilst tending to what hurts. So saying that curating this has been apt and relevant would be an understatement. And I do find it pretty incredible based on my own experience and also the feedback I'm getting from members, how this series seems to have a life of its own. How it really is acting like a literal and figurative mirror for our own embodied journeys and homecomings. Each of us having such personally relevant experiences as we move through this, and how it's showing up in our lives in such different and unique ways. So we'll be exploring the relationship with self-confidence with a small s and self-confidence with a big S. And the point of view that it's an energy of trust, an energy of knowing, of believing that you are deeply tapped in and that you are supported and guided, even when it doesn't feel like it. I'll start off sharing some of the myth and the teachings and the imagery related to this seat of power and how you could make it personally relevant on your own journey of empowerment. We'll then use some inspirational tools for sensory and embodied experiences, how you can use your body as a barometer and also to build a felt sense of inner authority and relaxed power. We'll then move into a 5-minute guided visualization where we'll play with identifying the sweet spot, or as the Goldilocks principle teaches, the just right combination. And yes, it's a true story. The fable of Goldilocks is an actual principle that gets applied in science and economics and decision making, because the inner and outer conditions are always in a state of flux. So the just right is always morphing. And I'll close off with a 7-minute somatic movement piece. I've probably spent about 10 minutes most days for the last 4 weeks doing these practices, and 90% of the time the tension dissolves. I feel more connected and more energized and in my power due to my recent losses and the grief and the physical pain that has resulted. These practices were not the right medicine my soul or body wanted all the time, not every day. And honoring that is also part of building inner authority, trust, and coherence. My hope is that you connect to a deep commitment to fly your flag and make space for others to do the same in our paradoxical and messy glory, knowing that each one of us belong and matter. Thank you for being here.